is everyone? How are you, my lovely Cara?
I am good. I am chilling out tonight. I'm not cooking dinner. I'm ordering in dinner, much like last Thursday. Having a swell time, reading my book. Gonna try and smash out a good chunk of it tonight, and then I'll probably switch to writing fanfiction later. But
Fair enough.
we'll start with some reading. Try and smash it. Yeah.
Nice. I'm just posting on Twitter. Here we go. Hello. Oh, sorry for big nap. Big nap. I was trying to find. There we go. There we go. Ugly. Yeah. I got a few bits and bobs that I want to get done. Hello, little demon.
The little demon is here. She complained at me until I let her get under the blanket.
Very nice.
She's leaving. All right. Bye.
Bye, bitch.
Something on my book. I need that.
That is the thing that I need. So I need to make a thumbnail and to respond to comments, and then I would like to start. I need to actually film the last clip to round out my blog that I was supposed to do yesterday. Whoopsies.
Oh wow.
And then start editing on my blog because I already have an hour of footage. But then it's sorry.
What?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm going to have to pop in and out, but I was just I have to come on. She's just had a feed, so she's very milk drunk at the moment, and she may start screaming with gas in 5 minutes, but hello. And I am obviously not in my reading room tonight, but I do have my Kindle sitting down here, so I'm officially reading.
That's fine. Oh.
For those that aren't aware, this is Little Adeline, the newest bookworm addition to the Bond Book Reviews family. Mm-hmm. Yes, she's 3 days old.
My heart.
Yeah, it took 37.5 hours to bring her earthside. And I also had a vasovagal and fainted on the table, and they had to bring in a 15 emergency response team to bring me back to consciousness, and it was all kinds of fun. But she's here now, so it's great.
How are you feeling, Crystal?
Weirdly okay for someone who had a baby 3 days ago, but yeah.
Are you on a lot of painkillers, or are you?
No, paracetamol every 6 hours, and that's it.
I'm impressed. Yep. Good job.
Yes. So, yeah, no, things are going pretty well. I mean, she had a really bad first night, but we ignore that and we like the other 2 nights. So it's good.
I too would have a bad first night if I was just brought screaming into the world. I wouldn't have a good time.
Exactly. Yeah. So no one managed to guess our girl's or our boy's name. So no one wins a book. I'm sorry, guys.
To make you want to do it again.
It's so
I feel
true.
like 3 days post though is the time normally where you're like, I will never do this again.
It was so funny because so many people said to me, they're like at the hospital, were like, so when's number 2? And I was like, why is that a question you're asking someone who's just gone through what I've gone through? Like, I'll get this one out of the way first.
Let me grow this one up a little bit and, learn how to parent and do that thing.
Exactly.
And then maybe if I wanted to, but none of your fucking business.
But yeah, so she wasn't meant to make a YouTube debut until my vlog on Monday. So anyone that's in this live is getting a early access pass. So you're welcome. I haven't even posted on Instagram yet. Like I was like, I'll wait until I put it up in the vlog on YouTube. And so everyone's getting an early access tonight. I mean, I know you can't really see her face because she's...
I'll private this. I'll private it after.
No, that's fine. Anyone that comes to Paige's page deserves an early access show. As long as they're subscribed to me too, I'm almost at 1,000. I'm almost at 1,000.
But also, why are they asking you when you're planning for number 2, when really the thing they should be asking you is, have you got the birth control ready so you don't get an accidental number 2 too quick?
Oh my God, it's so funny. They give you a video to watch before you're discharged. And the video says, a lot of people think that because you're breastfeeding, you cannot fall pregnant, but you can actually fall pregnant while breastfeeding. And women can fall pregnant within 21 days of giving birth. Yeah. I'm like, who the hell is having sex 3 weeks after doing what they've just done? Like, no. Yeah. Hello.
They're really big on that. Like from what I've heard, they're all like, quick, what's your birth control of choice? Let's go.
Yeah. I have to have the fun appointment with the GP to have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how are you recovering after all of that anyway? Like, I can't fathom if, a body's gone through that. Who would want to then do the things that would irritate and hurt that?
I don't know.
Don't know either. Maybe people are riding on the same theory of like period sex is good for cramping and things.
Right, yeah.
Maybe.
But then you also have
and then there's the lucky women that get away with no tearing.
Even then, you still push regardless of tearing. You
put a watermelon out your fucking vagina.
Yeah.
It was so funny how many people said to me, they're like, you're going to have such a small baby. She was 7 pound 8. Like, that's not a small baby. That's 3.5 kilos. That's like an average size baby.
Yeah. I'm so excited. So one of my friends is a diabetic and she is tiny. She's 5'3", 4, 5, somewhere around there. Her partner is 6'3", and so are all his brothers. One of his brothers is 6'5", and her brother is a gihemoth. He was a gihemoth baby. Like, he was 8 pounds something. Like 8.8 pound 9 or whatever, like high end of heavy. And she's if she doesn't have a baby, a baby surprise. A what?
Yeah.
Jess was a 10-pound baby.
10 pound?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they introduced his brother because he was on set to be 12 pound, I think.
Thanks, Amy.
Or something ridiculous. They induced him because he was early, because he was going to be too big. His little brother.
They said to me, they're like, okay, so you've put on 6 kilos this pregnancy. She was 3.5, and your placenta was 3. So you actually lost half a kilo. And I'm like, awesome. Great. Not to mention like all the fluid and everything, but I'm surprised, like after 3 days, I'm already like almost back to normal. Like the human body is just strange. But yeah.
Sometimes you just bounce back. I guess the bit that's probably going to be the longer recovery is your abdominal separation.
Yes. I have an appointment to get that sorted. So you're reading... Oh, and my titties. Oh, my God. They're like double the size.
Hello, milk.
So you're reading Sorcery tonight, Cara, and you're editing. And what are you reading, Paige? I'm planning on finishing Spin the Dawn, which is currently on the floor over near the bassinet. But I have the audio. And that'll be the first book I finished in like a week. But I mean, I have an excuse, so that's fine. But yeah, I have to finish at least one book because I've been vlogging, obviously. And I'm like, I can't have my reading vlog turn into a, hey, I just had a baby vlog.
Sure. Yes, you can. That is fine.
But surprisingly, I have a lot of time during feeds to listen to audiobooks. But I haven't been doing it because by the time you sit down and start feeding, you're like, oh crap, audiobooks on the other side of the thing. Oh, well, doesn't matter.
I'll just
also, you're allowed to take the opportunity to just like stare at your child. Like, I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Have you had sushi?
Yes. Anthony bought me sushi the first night we got home. So because I'd had that vasovagal seizure thingy during labor, he was afraid to leave me home alone. So my parents came over so that he could go and get me sushi on our first home. So we came home from the hospital and then my parents came over and like had baby cuddles and hung out with me so that he could go get me sushi from the shops. And then he came home, he didn't even get himself anything. He just brought home a tray of sushi and then sat there and like happily watched me eat it, like with her in my lap. And I was just like, this is life. This is life. Yeah. So it was good. It was the best. He got me like California rolls, and tiger prawn and avocado. Oh, it was just so good. I just sat there and was just like, nom nom.
Look at all little cheeks. Oh, they're all so squishy.
She was too small for any of the clothes we bought for her. Like we bought all the 4-0s and she's a 5-0.
They'll only last a few weeks. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Anthony's mum like dropped off a bag of clothes today. She was like, "It's a girl," and she just went and bought like all these pink things. So like my washing machine is now just an explosion of pink, and before it was like whites and greys because we didn't know what we were having, so it was super like gender neutral stuff. So I pulled out the washing to like hang it up, and I'm like, I'm so used to hanging out like little white things, and I was like, pink thing, more things, pink, pink, pink,
mini pink.
Yep. So I will probably only stay on for the first sprint. I'll just be like reading and doing things, and then I'll say hi again, and then I'll probably have to go feed her because I don't really want to be like whipping the titty out on camera. So, but she did just have a feed before we started, so she probably won't need another one for flowers if she's gonna behave, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we want to start the first sprint then?
Probably. We found a kitty.
Every time it meows, I'm like, I don't have a cat. I always forget.
There's no way to turn it off, I don't think.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Alrighty. So, yeah.
See you soon.
Difference. All right. Bye. I didn't need my soul. It's fine.
I didn't jump that much, but both my cats did.
That's hilarious.
The baby jumped, but not because of the cat, but because I tried to clip the lid on my bottle and it like went bang, and then she like jumped. I don't know if you saw her. She like full like had a mini thing, but yeah, she's
I was
passed
ready
out
for
again.
it. I was braced.
She woke up as soon as it was really funny. As soon as I muted myself, she farted and woke herself up. Got all, like,
In true crystal form.
and got all shocked. And I was like, good thing you didn't do that on live.
No, that's fine.
Erin, what are you reading?
The Club. But I've put it as The Club.
Because all I can see is the key and nothing.
Yeah, there's no pleb.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't read the title The Club or like refer to anything as The Club without saying it as The Club.
I accept that.
So what is the club about?
It's the newest like thriller from Ellery Lord, who wrote that one that was called I think it was called People Like Us, and it was about like
I read that one, I think.
Yeah, it was about like a mummy blogger, like Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
This new one is kind of like, it's about, there's like this chain of like a really exclusive celebrity club things, like themed, like, and like it's like the opening weekend. The opening weekend for like the latest one, which is like they've bought an entire private island, but like some weird shit is going down. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't love reading about rich people drama.
Oh yeah, that's why I stopped. I DNF'd the gifted school because it just pissed me off. The mama drama at school.
Yeah.
And the same with Big Little Lies. I couldn't do either of those just because I can't do like school mama drama.
Yeah. This one,
just, like, rich people just, I don't live that life.
Yeah.
I don't relate to you.
This one, there isn't so much parenting drama, although there is one woman who is a parent and she's brought her kid to this island, and like they weren't meant to be any kids for the opening weekend. And so like one of the like, we're getting like a lot of perspectives, and one of them is like this woman who has always wanted to work for this chain of getaway club things, and she's been like flown in at the last minute to be head of housekeeping, and she ends up having to babysit this woman's kid until like 2 a.m. when she like
oh my god
comes back to the cabin drunk, and it's like, okay, there's just a lot of rich people doing rich people bullshit.
Any of you guys fans of Karen Slaughter?
Haven't read.
I haven't read any Karen Slaughter yet, but I keep meaning to, because
I absolutely, I got one arc of hers and was not a fan, but I received a Harper Collins arc of her new book, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to read this. Didn't you see my negative review on the last one you sent me?
Which was the one that you read?
The one that I read was, she's released so many.
I know. And she has a series as well, and as well as standalones. And
that's the thing that I was annoying, was I received it and it didn't really advertise itself as part of the series. And then so I read it, and although it could be read as a standalone, there was all these references to like the previous relationship that the two main characters had. And I was like sitting there being like, this is really annoying. Something's missing. And it just like ruined the story for me. Now I don't know about this girl. It's called Girl Forgotten. I don't know whether it's a standalone or part of that series. So I'm just tarnished. I see her name now and I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Like none of the series books have sounded particularly interesting to me, but I do want to read The Good Daughter sometime because like people always talk about like people seem to either talk about The Good Daughter or is it Pretty Girls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like those seem to be the two standalones that everyone like raves about, and like I'm kind of interested in The Good Daughter. Aww.
She's like passed out, milk drunk, so she's not really like holding her head up at the moment, but she can sit front and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know as well."
She's so active.
Yeah, she's got such strong head muscles for 3 days old. I'm really surprised. Anyways, but not drop on live. That'd be awkward. Yeah, so I have the new Karen Slaughter. I don't know if I'm going to read it, but yeah, they sent it to me. It was nice. I got home from hospital and then we were like settling down and then there was like this bang, bang, bang on the door and I had like 3 books from HarperCollins that I had not requested and I was like, oh, this is a nice little pregnancy surprise.
Yeah. Some work for you.
Yeah. Here's some arcs to read.
Yeah.
You didn't replace.
Can like unsolicited, can we send you some work to do for us to promote these? Sorry, that was Adrian.
Sorry.
That scared me more than
We
the
could have
cat.
tried to blame it on the baby, but she doesn't burp that deep.
Sorry.
Her balls haven't dropped that far yet. Oh, too funny.
So how was your book page or were you editing?
I ended up trying to do a bloody thumbnail that took 6 months because I had to erase part of the background and it just looked really bad. And then I responded to comments and what else did I do? Yeah, just made the thumbnail, uploaded it, and responded to comments. So
Nice. I have never attempted to make a thumbnail where you have to eliminate the background because I just feel like I will just no idea what I'm doing.
it's so easy with Canva, but
But
It's
you've got
just
Canva
fiddly.
Premium, don't you?
yes.
Yeah.
Is that?
As in, like, you pay for it. Because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think you can eliminate the background with just standard basic one.
I see. Yes. Yes. That it. Yes. Sorry. Feel free to borrow my account. Like, I don't really care.
It's fine.
I usually separate myself from the background just because that's fairly easy to do, but like I always I just end up like blurring the background or adding some like low transparency stuff to it so I don't have to like make it perfect.
Yeah.
Kara's Bookopoly deal TBR one. It's really pretty because the color and then the different fonts and then shaping herself out and then having the mandala.
Yes. Yes.
Fancy.
Looked good on that.
Miss
Sorry.
switches.
I tuned out for a whole 10 minutes because I'm having food issues again. Nowhere likes me at the moment.
Oh, really?
Mm.
My boss gave me a voucher for $250 for Uber Eats, and I'm like, everyone hates Uber Eats because they never deliver on time or there's always issues, and so I don't use it. But now I have a $250 gift card, so I'm like, you know what? It's free food. I will take this.
Well, Uber Eats is normally good to me. They're normally fine. But today they decided to cancel my order because there were no delivery drivers around. So
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. But I mean, I probably won't have that issue in Newcastle.
no.
Yeah.
I
find that Uber Eats is pretty reliable unless it's raining.
It is. The
In which
weather's not
case-
good. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How's sorcery going, Cara?
Yeah, good. I am on page 166, which is like more than halfway.
Nice.
Might smash it tonight, maybe. But I now have to go get Macca's because that's our alternative. So I'm going to go drive to Macca's.
My mum said to me yesterday, she's like, so is there anything you need tomorrow? We can bring you lunch if you want. And I was like, yeah, I want a Hungry Jack's fried chicken burger, 3 chicken nuggets with honey mustard dipping sauce. And Anthony's like, you're not pregnant anymore. Why are you still craving these things? I was like, because now I'm breastfeeding and I'm even more hungry. And so mum showed up today And not only did she have my chicken burger and my chicken nuggets, she also had like 7 or 8 freezer meals like to stick in the freezer so I don't have to worry about making lunches. And I was like, this is why you have your mum around. Like, this is what mum before.
100%. Yeah.
That is a good move.
So I had a chicken burger for lunch and it was really good.
Nice.
Yeah. I almost finished my book. It's on the floor now, but I'm on like that far in. So I've got like, I think I can get it finished before the end of the week.
Are you thinking you're going to pick up book 2 eventually?
Probably not.
That's fine.
Yeah. I was going to ask, is it going better because you were sort of lukewarm on it last time reading it?
It started off so strong. And then it's just kind of fizzled. And I don't know if it's fizzled because of me and the fact that I've had a baby and like put it down and then picked it back up. Or
no, it's
I thought that was the case, but
also like, or at least in my opinion, the good bits were the competition, and the competition ends like what, halfway through?
Yeah.
And
like after that, when she starts going to look for like the moon and the sun and the whatever with the big burpees, thank you. It's like all in my ear. Like one of those
I
things.
wasn't interested as much in that, and book 2 is like more of that kind of.
Oh, more of the competition.
No, more of the other stuff.
Oh,
like the generic-y.
No, I won't be picking up book 2. Lola, the baby's name is Adeline Olivia Jeffrey, and no one guessed Adeline.
Oh my god, I talked to someone else who has a new baby who's 3 weeks old today, and I'm pretty sure its middle name was also Olive. It would not Olivia, Olive.
Well, it was really funny, the story of how we came up with the middle name. So we left the hospital and we did not have a middle name for her. She was just Adeline Jeffrey. And we were like, we'll come up with a middle name when we actually register her. And one of our friends bought us like a swaddle. And I was like, oh, they've got us a swaddle with olives on it because they know that like you're Maltese and you love olives. And Anthony's like, Crystal, they're eggs in like a bird nest. And I was like, no, they're olives. And then I was like, Olive's a nice name. And then I was like, well, we can't call her middle name Olive because it's just way too like bloggy for someone who like, so I was like, how can we westernize it? And then I was playing John Mayer and his new song, something like Olivia, or not new song, but like whatever, it was like stuck in my head. And then I was like walking around singing, I was like, Olivia instead of Olive. And it all stemmed from the fact that we were having a debate as to whether they were eggs or olives on the thing. It'll be in my vlog. You guys can help us settle the argument as to whether they're eggs or olives. I mean, they probably are eggs because it looks like there's a bird's nest, but to me, I'm
going to vote Olive regardless of what they look like. I believe in you and their Olive. And also,
agreed.
I believe Olive was one of the guesses that I had.
Okay.
I'll send you a book.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it. Please don't send me a book. We're moving.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on that note, she's like, it's time for boob, so I better go. But thank you, everyone, for letting me randomly appear for like an hour and then vanish. But I will be more proactive when she gets into a bit more of a routine.
That's okay. Enjoy the ball. Oh,
happy reading, everybody.
Look at her little face.
So cute. Oh,
my friend's baby with Olive as the middle name also has an older fashioned kind of first name starting with A. I won't say it because it's weird to share a random baby's name instead if they're not yours. But
incidentally, like, I know 2 babies who were born in 2020 and they both have the same name.
Sorry,
in Brisbane.
That's crazy.
And I didn't realize like for months, even though like I was seeing both of them on like my Instagram, and like it took me ages to go like, oh, they both have the same name.
What are you giggling about, Paige? I have to run in a second.
So there's this lady that like wants to be like a mummy vlogger that's around my area. And she's posted her best friend's baby on her Instagram that has 10,000 followers.
Nah, that's creepy. No.
Isn't it? Isn't it just?
No, thank you.
And I'm even like, I won't share this random stranger who I'm not even going to tell you enough info about her for you to be able to hunt her down. I still feel uncomfortable sharing the child's full name. Like,
Yeah.
just first name and a middle name. I'm like,
So do we want to do, I'm gonna go for pointless and burgers tonight. So do we want to do like a super long, like a 55-minute sprint?
yeah, I've got to go to Macca's to pick up burgers. So
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't think you'd be mad when you mentioned that, so I was like, excellent. Should
Nice.
we just round it up to an hour?
Yeah,
Sure.
do it.
Let's do it.
Back in a
do
bit.
it. Back in a bit. Okay. So let's get started then. See y'all, bitches. I don't know how to click buttons.
Aha.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thanks, Amy. No, I was just eating.
Yeah. I'm not that mean. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking.
Yeah, I was eating and then I was hanging out backstage because Paige was away from her computer.
Oh, did you see my reaction when I came back and when I sat down? I popped like in my groin there, and I was just like, ah, and just being like, ow, that really hurt.
Ouch.
It's
Keep
fine.
an eye on that.
Oh, I think I popped like my pelvis out, and so when I
Yeah.
sit wrong, that's what clicks, and it's like, good fun.
That's not normal, but okay.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I
I'm
have to
saying
voice
keep an
it,
eye on
it's
it.
fine.
Because I'm the kind of person who will just like ignore problems. And that's why I then had to go through a lot of physiotherapy that then didn't even fully fix the problem of what like my pelvis joint had like healed a few degrees out of where it should be. And so now I have sciatica.
Oh no. Oh, that's no fun.
The one that's been annoying me that is such a bookworm problem, but I must have like a muscle insufficiency in my thumb. So the joint, like especially here, like moving it back doesn't stay, but like that's how I hold a book. And it's right on that the way I hold a book that it hurts. It doesn't hurt. It like feels weak, like it doesn't want to support itself properly. That's not really pain, just like I can tell it's not doing its job right.
Yeah.
I hate when something like that is going on.
Yeah, like I think I'm hypermobile in my thumb, and it's just like,
Oh,
is that
mine does not. Mine is not.
Is it not meant to?
No, it's not meant to. There is a bone that should go all the way that stays straight.
Erin? I wouldn't be surprised if you and I both had like mild EDS.
Who can say?
Definitely, my wrists go back like quite a bit too.
No, like it goes back, but it's not like.
And my elbows like overgo. I'm in a jacket, but you can't tell. But
My thumb is like the only like the one that goes the furthest generally. Just like even without like pushing it. Whenever like I'm like give thumbs up, it's always like pointing off the other way.
I think this is the only time in my life I felt straight.
I can put my thumb. It's hard to see on camera, but like that's my thumb there.
That's quite far, yeah.
Yeah, on the front ways.
No.
Front ways. So like,
what?
It's hard when you're mirroring, but bending your wrist in and then like touching your thumb to you.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't make it.
Yeah, mine's
nowhere close.
Yeah, so I definitely have some like I assume I'm double jointed in my thumb or something. And my skin's not super I have friends with EDS. I don't think I have the stretchiest of skin. If I have EDS, it's a very like mild form, but I definitely have hypermobile knees and thumb.
And elbows.
Yeah, like I can do the like almost double, like it doesn't click in and out of a double joint, but my elbows bend more than they should. And same in my knees.
No.
Like if I feel like I'm straight, like my knees are locked in, I am like backwards.
Yeah, like sometimes like I'll step wrong and like my knee will click like inside out and I'll be like, oh, that hurts. I'm only just like have a lot of
like that.
I mainly just have a lot of problems with my joints. Like
what have I started?
Like my ankles have both been sprained so many times. Like I just sprain my ankles constantly. And last time I got an x-ray, it's just like, okay, so here are all the little bone fragments from the times the tendons have ripped off.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just my ankle is just full of little fragments of bone.
We love that for us.
My yoga instructor always is like, "You when I say straight legs, don't straighten your legs. Think in your head, slightly bent legs, because that's straight." Like muscular, I have to be thinking like slight bend in the knee, and that's straight. Yeah. Yes, my friend has EDS and has full like stretchy, like or velvety stretchy skin, and yeah. On your cheeks isn't quite well. It's like at your neck and stuff, so you can really see.
Yeah, your cheeks are meant to stretch a bit because
Yeah.
you move it.
His voice is so squishy.
And yeah, my friend has like lots of chronic pain issues related to it.
I'm squishy, but it's just because I'm fat.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I think my neck is just flab, not stretchy.
Yeah. We didn't get to the end of Pointless because my mum FaceTimed because she's in Bangkok and my sister flies to England tonight.
Were you watching live or on replay?
Replay.
Yeah, fine.
So we're just going to pause that and then we'll be able to like watch the last 5 minutes. It's very exciting.
I like how you were previously no TV show whatsoever, and the show that your brain's decided is the best show and the show you must watch is Pointless of all things. Is it the Australian Pointless or the British one?
British.
Okay, good, because I was going to say the Australian Pointless looks terrible.
It's no good. No good.
No.
But I couldn't focus on anything but Diamond Dalton and Pointless.
Mm-hmm.
And then I needed a break because we finished Avatar. And
yeah.
I need a break between that and starting Korra. We were going to watch like Sabrina the Teenage Witch from with Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, that's a comfort rewatch for me. But none of these shows that you're saying are the correct ones. Or
I know. I can feel you both judging me, but I can't.
On the one hand, everybody who I try and make watch it is always just like, yeah, it was good. And I'm like, what? How can you just say, yeah, it was good? Who are you?
Okay.
Is it not life-changing?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been raving about it.
20 minutes.
Yeah, they're like 25 minutes.
Okay.
So a lot happens in every 25, 30-minute episode.
Yeah, like, so usually I'm like, like shows are always like way too long, even if they're short. And for that, I was just always like, how did so much happen in such a short amount of time? It didn't waste any of my time. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, like really, like the same amount of stuff could happen in an hour and a half episode of Game of Thrones.
Mm.
And you'd be like, oh, I've just been sitting here for a while. But instead, they're like, no, 25 minutes only. There you go.
Have some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I was bullying my workmates into watching it. And one of them was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. And that was it. I was like, I made
Did
my
they
mom
not watch all of it?
They watched all of it. She didn't say it was bad. She had a good time, but that was it. Had a good time, full stop. My mom watched the first episode because I made her. What was that, Paige?
How many seasons and how many episodes?
There's currently 1 season of 10 episodes.
But season 2 has been confirmed.
But it hasn't been released.
They haven't even started filming.
Yay!
We were getting excited about it when it like came out.
Yeah.
Our flag means
our flag means death.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing that Erin and I can't shut up about.
Yeah. I don't watch TV. Oh, there is new Bluey though. I've been watching that. Those are great episode lengths as well. It's just the right amount of TV for me.
Did you was it you that retweeted the tweet about the weird part of Bluey where Bingo was like, am I? I wouldn't be a puppet.
That tickled me so much in the episode, just because like as someone who's done animation as well, I was just like,
I thought it was
Blue's
Start
getting
now.
very meta this season. Also, I
Yeah,
love
I
seeing the
think-
Americans.
I haven't watched
Oh.
Heartstopper.
I haven't watched Heartstopper either. I don't have room in my heart for it.
I liked it.
I haven't read the graphic novels.
Everyone
But
else says about Our Fire Means Death, apparently. Just like, it was decent. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Full stop. But yeah, I
Yeah,
remember I watched the first episode of Our Fire Means Death. And she was like, I don't get it. I'd like, it was all right. I said, what did you think? She said, I don't know. It's like, Mum. Mum. I think I don't need a gaydar anymore. I just need to know if they think Our Flag Means Death is just good or they lose their mind.
yeah,
That's my
But then
gaydar.
I'm gonna watch it and think it's just good, but eyes clear.
or maybe you're gonna love it and you just keep
Maybe
putting
you're
it
gonna
off
love
and like
Like Jesse genuinely really enjoyed it. He's just not down the rabbit hole. But genuinely had a good time.
God, the beard is so good.
It's
The beard is so
glorious.
good.
Did I show you Jacqueline's drawings?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you showed me. Or if
um
you did, it was before I
Oh.
knew what it was about.
oh dear.
Yeah.
Because I was a little late to the bandwagon.
That's
That
my
seems
Oh, never mind. See you later.
phone. I'll send them later once I film that clip. Because this
It's
is
to bully
everything I
you
read
into
in
making
the
sure
first.
you film the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is everything I read in the first 2 weeks.
Good job.
I just got my mojo work. I was happy.
I've done almost entirely audiobooks.
That's fine. USB moving.
hmm
I've had like
Pick up the keys tomorrow.
Oh, so exciting! Very
I've had that like opposite where if I didn't even finish an audiobook on my 8-hour round trip to my parents. I don't know what's going on. Audiobooks for me, I think the work I've been having to do the past couple of weeks have been too intense for audiobooks, and then for some reason on the drive I listened to a bit, but
I can't listen to them.
yeah, their music overtook me.
I will say I've been listening to less audiobooks than I expected. Because I've been doing a lot of podcasts because my brain hasn't been
Yeah.
up to doing audiobooks. So like I've done quite a few audiobooks, but like there's been no days where I just like solidly listening to audiobook all day. Been a lot of podcasts.
I normally listen to audiobooks while driving, but it's always felt like a hassle to get my audiobook out while driving the past couple of weeks. Like the idea of setting up and putting it on and thinking about a book.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like the book I'm reading on audiobook. The whole idea for just like a 15-minute trip feels like too much, where it's normally not. So I don't know what's going on in my head. Instead, I just plot out my fan fiction. So maybe that's the
I have these on all the time because I can't live without voices in my head apart from my own.
Sounds good.
Or is the problem more that you can't deal with your own voice in your head, so we've got to drown it
Yeah,
out?
basically, like it's like I've got to
Why
have
are you
something
gonna
else
attack
to
me
think
like
about.
that?
But like these are good because like they don't go in my ear. They're the bone conduction ones.
Ooh.
Because like otherwise I'm always getting like ear infections from wearing headphones for too long. And also I can be like, situationally aware or whatever.
What is that?
Adrian can kind of talk to me.
Can he though?
Well, he does point out that frequently, like if I'm really interested in something that I'm listening to, usually if it's an audiobook, I'll like make a really angry face when he tries to talk to me.
Jesse
I love
has
it.
a habit of just like starting a conversation without an introduction. It's just how he rolls. He'll just like blah at the start of the conversation. And
Hi, I don't
halfway
relate to
middle of
that
the
at all.
conversation, like Paige. And I will have a headphone in and I'll be like, and then I'll be like, I took none of that in. Let me turn this off. Like I have to be like, start again.
Like Ash will be talking to me and I'll just be like,
I have a thing often where, like, if I get two voice inputs, they scramble and I don't understand what's going on. So, like, I have like a really terrible habit of, like, if I'm listening to something and he starts talking to me, I'll be like, hold on, and then I'll pause it, and I'm like, and I realize when after I've done it, I'm like, I'm sorry, that was so rude, but like I can't stop doing it. And he's like, it really hurts my feelings when you do that, and I'm like, I know.
But in the moment, it keeps happening.
Also, like, we're going to go back to having, like, I'll have, like, my own study room again, like, instead of being basically in the kitchen behind this curtain. And I know when I used to have my own study before, like, if he'd come in and I would be, like, concentrating on something, like some work or something, and he'd interrupt me and I'd, like, turn around, like, just, like, completely unconsciously, but, like, being interrupted, I just, like, make the sourest face.
One of my uni friends had an office because she worked for the student union. She was like on the student union, so she had her own office. Pros, I guess. Pros of taking on the job, and she used to have a big sign that said, "If headphones are on, you have to knock." And so you had to like knock on her desk to get her attention. That was she was like, "Don't touch me. Don't wave a hand in my face. Knock only." And she had a big sign. She's like, "I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to notice you if you just stand and talk at me. Don't wave things in my face. Don't touch me," because she's autistic and very anti-touch. She was like, "Don't come near me. Knock only." It was a good system.
And I like that system.
Yeah. I appreciated it. It was very clear cut. We all knew where we stood.
Yeah, I like clear instructions like that. Always. Just always prefer clarity.
Yep.
I love to follow rules so long as rules make sense to me.
Agreed.
I was very confused.
What are you confused about?
I'm looking at a house, but it's got an A.
An A.
A-frame?
Oh, you got it? Okay. But I thought Ash was like, is it not connected to the neighbors? But it's not. It's just a tiny little lot. So.
Oh, so maybe there is an A and a B, but they're just two different houses?
Yeah, it's two, like, small lots.
Yeah, the old house.
A block's been subdivided.
Yeah. That's the one. But yeah.
I lived in a separated B. So it was bizarre because we were the B, but we were the house in front.
Oh, but it doesn't, like, there's no way that you can get through. Like, it is just front. It's weird.
Yeah, so ours was like a deep lot and then subdivided front and back.
Yeah, like a battle axe block.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at a few of those. A battle axe block. Because it's like the
driveway and then the
yeah. So like the driveway's the handle and then the house is up the back.
Yes, it was one of those. And the landlords lived at the back and they'd built their house in the back and then were renting out the old house on the block. But for some reason when they subdivided, they called the old house B and their house A. Landlord supremacy, I guess.
Yeah.
But we were B, but we were in front.
I lived in a Queenslander that had been split in half. So like basically like a duplex, but not designed as a duplex. And our side was 3 and next door was 2. the block had just been subdivided weirdly, but like there was no one anywhere anymore. It had been removed at some point, so it was just like, oh yeah, this is 2 and 3. This house is 2 and 3.
Was it like unit 2 and 3, number whatever?
Yeah.
How bizarre. How bizarre. That makes me think though, I like still think it's absolutely iconic, that nightclub somewhere in Brizzy that's a renovated Queenslander.
Mm.
I've only been to it once. My cousin took me. I thought it was great. I could not
There are
tell
a
you
few
what
actually. Yeah, God, I love Queenslander architecture.
I couldn't even tell. I've been partying in random parts of Brisbane. I could not tell you even what area it was in, because I know there's like the 2 places you can go clubbing, and you either go to one or the other.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I haven't been clubbing in over a decade because I'm 34.
This was like a good 5 or 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
But I did get excited, like when I was reading a book, like the other month, that like name checked the beat, and I'm like, oh, the beat.
Hunt forth the beat.
I can just imagine a Geelong book talking about the Eureka Hotel, and I would cry. It would be bad.
If any like Sydney reference is for the White Rabbit, I'd probably like cry. But it would.
See, the White Rabbit in Geelong is like a big deal. The Eureka Hotel, which is now a fancy upmarket restaurant, but in my when I was like 19, was the nightclub to go to. And it wasn't even called the Eureka Hotel at that point, because it had been renamed so many times and subdivided into so many different nightclubs as per nightclub rules. They just do that. But it was colloquially known to all as Spewies or Spewreka. That was just people still call it Spewies. It's not even a nightclub anymore. that's just what it is. But I never went to it when it was even called the Eureka Hotel. But still, Spewies.
There's this place down on the river that's gone through quite a few renovations, some like by choice and some because it's on the Brisbane River. So there's been some regular needing for renovations.
Yeah.
On every few years. The Regatta, and like we were living near there for a while, but like when we were living near there, like a few years back, it had like become so like upmarket and pretty. But then I remember like when I first moved to Brisbane, going there one night and it being a night where you could get all cocktails for $4, like really strong mixed drinks for $4 each. And like I was there with like my partner at the time and like some of like his friends, and we went down the list. And then we wandered around. I think we wandered all the way to St. Lucia, and now I'm like, how did we walk all the way to St. Lucia? I was way more capable of walking back in the day.
Spewies used to have, when there was a uni event on, Juggernauts was like the uni group that did big parties and so like the big uni parties, and they used to do Jugger's Juice, which was like one of those big Coke jugs, just of like a really shitty cocktail for like I think it was $5 a jug.
Yeah, these were all like terrible cocktails. Like, didn't like no interesting flavor profile. I've had like wonderful cocktail experiences. Like when Adrian and I went to Japan, we went to Bar Black Sheep, which no longer exists, which is very sad, but I'm glad we got to see it and meet Hannah, who was the resident sheep. And the owner, he was Japanese, but he'd lived in the UK for a long time. So like his English was like great. And like it's this tiny little place. Like you go up some stairs, and it's just like this tiny little single room bar with like some tables and then like stools along the bar. And like you always had to have at least one stool empty for Hannah to sit. because she liked to sit on the bar stools, and sometimes she would lay across several of them. And like he just like talked to us and like asked us like what kind of like alcohols we liked, and like made us like a whole bunch of like really like wonderful tasting cocktails that like you can actually like enjoy the taste of. And that was so good.
There are some good cocktail places in Geelong.
We went out for a work dinner when I was at Specsavers, and we went to like a really fancy restaurant, and like I was with like 19-year-olds, and the like manager was ordering wine, and just red wine, and not listening because she was already plastered. And this one kid is like, I really don't like wine. I was like, order something else. He's like, but I don't know what to get. I was like, fine, I'll order you a Scooby snack. And
Snack.
so it's supposed to be a shot, and it has like cream around the rim, and it's like Midori, and it's very sweet. And yeah, now would pull that face, but when I was 18, that was like my shit. That or a wet pussy. And so I've asked them to, yeah.
I think I've had that called crocodile cum or alligator semen as well.
The Scooby snack.
Like cream and Midori in a shot.
Yeah. And because it's like fluorescent green. And then, so I'm like, it's a shot. And so I've had to explain it to the bartender and like looked up the recipe and showed it to them. And they were like, yeah, cool. And like made it. Except they made it in a jug. Like a full tall glass. And I'm like, well, here you go.
What do you even put that on the tab as?
Don't know. It was fun though. He liked it. It was very sweet.
Ooh.
I feel like I can taste how it would taste being thrown up. Just thinking about it.
The Mexican place in my hometown does all the different flavors of margarita, as a good Mexican place will do. And they do like pussy margaritas. And I remember going to a work party where the boss was paying for everybody. And he was like, what are you girls drinking? And all of us were like, sorry, buddy. Pussy margaritas.
One of their margaritas.
The pink one, if you will. Middle-aged men. And all us young girls like, thanks. Yeah, it's a really good cocktail bar in Geelong. And Jessie is obsessed with the cocktails at our ramen place. They do good cocktails.
I feel like cocktails are like what I gravitate towards now because I almost never drink. And so like I'm never...
It's going to be a good experience.
Yeah, like I'm basically never drinking to get drunk ever these days. So I just like, I want one drink that I can like really enjoy.
Yeah, same. I like that.
Yeah.
Last time we went out to the cocktail bar, though, I had that theory. Jesse theoretically had that theory, and then him and his co-worker did absinthe, and then ended up going to 2 nightclubs and getting COVID.
Oh no.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Well, I went home. They were like, oh, we'll just quickly drop down to the nightclub, have a quick dance. And then I picked them up at like 5 a.m.
Many quick.
Just a quick trip to the club.
I might have to call it a night.
Okay.
That's fine.
I need
You
now.
can film your clip.
And I want to finish Pointless and then start on one of the books. But I just, I'm tired.
Sleep was good. I did say that I was gonna go to bed fairly early tonight.
I should bully you into reading the new scenes.
Yeah. Well, I should take it to Mazepam, and then I've got like an hour until it kicks in.
Yes.
Because we've got to go get the keys in the morning and then measure the place, and it'll be the first time I'm seeing it because Adrian is the one who went to the inspection.
I'm sure
She's been. It seems great. I just it's not like I don't trust him. It just it feels weird that I haven't seen it.
Don't trust him. I always say that to Jess. I'm like, it's not that I don't trust you. I just, in this instance, do not trust you.
It's just I have no sense of the space, and several the video he took several times. I was like, do you have more of that thing? And he's like, no, it looks like I kind of just walked right past it. There was a dog outside that he really liked, so
yeah. Priorities.
Seemed like a very lovely, friendly Shar-Pei that we hope that Libby can be friends with.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good. Alrighty. Well, thank you for joining.
Thank you for hosting.
You guys can stay on. I'll just leave this. I'll end the stream and then you can just FaceTime.
Yeah, and the recording, and we're just hanging out here in the backstage.
Yeah.
But neither of you can leave because I can't add you back in once I leave.
That's true. That's true.
But thank you everyone for joining. I'm doing sprints on my channel on Saturday, 10 a.m. Australian time.
I'll be
read along. So I'll be with Amy and Danielle. So yeah. But feel free to join us then. And then
what do you read along?
Hey?
What do you read along in?
The Bookstar read along. We're doing Cassie Clare and Deborah Harkness, Discovery of Witches.
You added a second one in? Oh god.
Huh? What?
Doing two things at once?
Yeah, so we do it on alternating months. One month will be Shadow, then the next will be first Cassie Clare, then the next month will be second Shadow, and then second Cassie Clare.
Yeah, I see.
We did the Lunar Chronicles last year, and people just found that reading back to back just burnt them out. So they tried that, and it seems to be going okay. We do have a lot of people that have dropped Cassie Clare.
I'm not surprised.
That's fine.
I
one of the co-hosts has dropped Cassie Clare. Danielle,
I'm still going strong with the Sookie Stackhouse read along. It's going great. I forgot that this month's book was the one that introduces my favorite love interest, which is John Quinn, for anyone who knows the Sookie Stackhouse series. The tiger. He's a weretiger and he's very hot. Also, there's this little cameo from a character from one of Charlene Harris's other series, which is my favorite of her series, which is not supernatural at all. It's the Lily Bard series, where she's a cleaning lady who solves mysteries, and she appears in the Sookie Stackhouse books, and I love her. She does karate and shit as well. She has a traumatic backstory.
I think I was too young. By the time I was old enough to get into them, there were too many, and I wasn't going to commit.
Commitment is scary.
I love binging series.
I'm the opposite of that. I do not like.
I know.
I'm surprised that I read Miss Rule.
That was hardly binging.
Procrastinated.
I'm I gotta spread them out, buddy. Though monthly is enough.
Well, you've kept going pretty well with Pratchett.
And Brandy Sandy.
And yeah, I've stopped fractured, in case you couldn't tell. Like I haven't given up. I can't keep going right now. My brain cannot.
That's fair. I
process.
think April's struggling too. But also I'm rereading them, so it feels like less. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just chugging. We'll see how I go. We'll see
Chug.
how I go.
I haven't done this one yet. But
What even is the next cards one?
Fuck if I. There was.
I think it's called. I think it's Night Watch. Yeah,
Night Watch.
Night Watch.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have a lovely night.